Coming up on plane in an outboard or stern drive powered boat involves a number of steps to be done well. The term planing means the boat has climbed over its bow wave and is skimming along the surface of the water. Now, outboards and stern drives are unique in that they're trimmable, so the propeller can be trimmed in to lift the stern when getting on plane and trimmed out to lower the stern, which raises the bow. This in turn reduces the amount of hull in contact with the water, which increases speed. Some boats have trim tabs, which are flaps in the stern that can be lowered to add lift, and this may come in handy especially if you have a lot of weight aft in a smaller boat. Now, a few tips. You'll find that the faster the boat is going, the more you can trim the engines out. And with practice, you'll know how much trim to use at different speeds. Most boats run best with the props trimmed out as far as possible without ventilating, which is what happens when the props come too close to the surface and draw in air. The engines will speed up and get louder and the boat will slow down. So just trim the engines back in a little bit. Too much trim will make some boats porpoise, which means the bow rises and falls for no apparent reason. So again, just trim the engines back in or add some weight forward or lower the trim tabs. Now, let's review the steps to getting on plane and we'll go for a boat ride. First, trim the engines in all the way, then tell everyone to hold on and accelerate gradually onto plane. As the boat speeds up and the bow comes down, slowly start trimming the engines out. When the bow is down and you have a clean wake astern, you're planing. Okay, let's see how it's done. Now I'm going to tell everybody we're going to speed up. Boat's got a lot of power, and I'm also going to accelerate gradually. I'm not going to just floor it here. Okay, here we go. I've got the engines trimmed all the way in, so those propellers are generating some lift. They're thrusting up as well as forward. Once I get on plane, which you'll know when you're on plane because your bow will come back down, your stern will have a clean wake behind it, and you'll be doing over 20 knots. Here we go. We're coming up. I'm doing about 20 knots now. 30 knots. I'm trimming out the engines. The bow's down nicely. Nice solid wake astern of us. I'm doing about 32 knots, and I've got the engine trimmed out 4 bars. Now if I trim the engine out further, for this speed, they'll start to ventilate. The propellers will draw in air. The faster you go, the more you'll want to, and the more you can trim the engines out to get the bow out of the water to reduce the drag on the hull, the water drag on the hull. So here we go, running along very nicely. Let's head offshore and catch a couple tuna fish.